In this episode of Millennial Real Life Budget Review, we are taking a look at someone who makes $1,800 per month and bought a $23,000 car. Okay, let's go ahead and hop into this situation, because when I saw how much her car loan was, I was just like, oh no, this is a situation. But let's go ahead and give some background and context here. So this person is a bank teller living in rural Kansas, which if you guys have been following my channel for a while, then you know I'm originally from Kansas City. So I love to see a fellow Kansan in here. This person is from Harvey County, Kansas. And I asked, what is the biggest thing you struggle with financially? And she said, money anxiety, overly controlling / obsessive about spending. And then I asked, what are their top 2 to 3 financial goals they want to accomplish? Number 1, $1,000 cushion in their checking account. Love that. Number 2, $5,000 in sinking funds. And number 3, either $2,000 in a vacation fund or additional to debt / emergency fund. So I have a few thoughts on the order in which she presented these financial goals, of which we'll go over in just a second. Now, they already have $3,500 set aside in an emergency fund. And then here's a little bit more background. I am a single female living with her parents in rural Kansas. And then my statement on Wells Fargo policies for the principal only payment is wrong. However, I do not have to visit. Okay, so she kind of gets into the Wells Fargo situation, which is who her car loan is with. But let's go ahead and hop into her budget and see what's going on. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to take a look at here is her total planned monthly income. So she planned for $1,843. She actually brought in $1,530. And then when I looked at her notes down here, she did say that she changed jobs, and then her last paycheck from her previous job was paid out, and then the first paycheck from the new job will be paid out. So she actually, which is this fantastic, because her other note said her previous job, she was making $12.75 per hour for roughly 75 to 76 hours every 2 weeks. Now her new job is paying $17 per hour. You go, girl. That is a huge raise for you at 80 hours per every 2 weeks. So amazing stuff right here. Another note, she did say that she lives with her parents and her rent is paid to her parents and is $25 plus car insurance. Wow. Like, you are living super, super cheap. This prorated due to subscriptions I share with my parents. Incredibly thankful to live with them. By personal choice, I do not consume alcohol. I do consume soda though. Okay, there you go. Totally cool with this, which is going to inform why her budget expenses are so low. So here's the biggest thing that I see that I'm just like, okay, so she's got a minimum monthly payment of $499.90 towards this car loan with Wells Fargo. She's got a balance of $22,622. So she bought a new car here and she financed it, purchased in July of 2022. Transmission issues in previous fully paid off car forced this purchase. This is my only vehicle transportation, 2017 Ford Fusion. All right, so the problem that I see here is that you just bought way too much car. Okay, so when I'm thinking about car loans, which you guys know I'm not a fan of car loans, I am a fan of saving up cash and paying for a car in full, even if that means you have to buy a cheaper, older car with more miles. That is the way to go. So a general rule of thumb though that I've seen from other financial experts, which I'm like, are you an expert really if you are offering this advice? But they say that your car payment should not exceed more than 10% of your take-home pay. So, you know, if she's bringing in $1,800 per month times 10%, then her car payment really should be $180 per month. We're not anywhere close to that. She's exceeding, like, more than doubling that minimum monthly payment according to that 10% rule. A better rule of thumb though, and And what I found on moneyunder30.com, which I love, is to look for a car price that does not exceed 35% of your annual gross income. So this is your income before taxes and deductions. Now, she did tell me that she had the new job of $17 per hour. So if that's true, if we want to aim for a car that's no more than 35% of her annual gross income, then we're going to do $17 per 40 hours per week. So she's making about $27.20 before taxes and deductions, so per month. So she's making around $32,000 per year, 33,000, let's call it. So let's see what that is. So really, on the high end, I would have aimed for a car price of around $11,550. But honestly, if you could have gotten a used car for like 9 or 10K, and knowing that you're in rural Kansas, I know that there are cars out there that are listed for that price. You bought way too much car, and I'm really sad to see at how high the interest rate is, but this is what it is. I would consider your other options. Are you like, I'm in love with this car, this is what I want, knowing that you don't have any other debts except for, let's see, this Discover card, this card I keep 100% paid off, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you've never, yeah, there is an interest rate in the card. All cards carry interest rates, but you never pay the interest so long as you pay it off in full. And it sounds like you are. So honestly, I don't even include this as a debt, because any payments that you're making on the card are for things that you've already factored into your budget. So immediately I'm going to delete that, and that's going to change how your net for your budget is going to be factored in. So actually you have a larger net than what you think you did. So if we're thinking about keeping this car, we can talk about paying off that car in a second, but in order of priority, we're always starting with that emergency fund first. And for you, because you have the debt, we're going to aim for an emergency fund of 2 to 3 months of living expenses. And then you already told me that your emergency fund is at $3,500, which is amazing. I don't even need to calculate this for you really, because your expenses are so low. You have way more than enough money in your emergency fund to cover all of this. In fact, you have more than enough money to cover your income in case of job losses for easily over 2 months. And I know, because you're a bank teller, I know that those jobs are easily and readily available for you if you were to lose your job. So I think you are absolutely set on the emergency fund. Now let's go back to the car payment and your goals, because there's a mismatch here with your goals. You said you wanted $1,000 cushion in your checking account, which I'm totally here for. It looks like you're close to that anyways. You have like $80 left, and honestly, because of your budget up here, you have money left over. Let's just go ahead and add it to your cushion, and then you are set. So that's taken care of. You also told me that you wanted the sinking funds goal of $5,000. So you'd need $2,500 extra, but honestly, I'm not sure what these sinking funds are for. Let's take a look here. Car maintenance, Christmas clothing, games, tech, medical, state of Kansas, car tags, driver's license renewal, $5,000. Okay, so is that $5,000 per year? I think this is something that needs to kind of be, like, I'm okay with you adding money to the sinking funds, but this really should not be the priority. Like, okay, this is fine. I think you can go ahead and knock out the checking account cushion just fine. But really what needs to be a priority is getting this sucker paid off, because this is eating up your budget. I can't believe that your monthly payment, if I'm taking a look at this, $1,800, well, you're gonna have a bigger monthly income for the next month. So if we're looking at 17 times 80 times 2, so $2,720 before taxes are taken out of, but let's say we keep about 85%. So conservatively speaking, I think you're probably going to be bringing home, take home like $2,300. So if I'm looking at $500 divided by 2,300, I mean, more than 20% is going towards this car payment, which is, it's like, I hate that for you. So let me pop over to this debt reduction calculator. This is by vertex42.com. Love their debt reduction calculator spreadsheets. These are fantastic. So if I was going to plug in your car loan and all of the information that I have on it today, if you were to put an extra $500 per month, so a combined $1,000 payment, which is a lot of money, but again, your expenses are really, really low. I think this could be possible for you, that you could have this car paid off in about 2 years. If you can have that paid off in 2 years and you're like, I love this car and want to keep it, then let's just continue moving forward and just know, like, for the next 2 years, we are going to grind it out and make $1,000 monthly payments towards the car loan. Now, she did kind of give me some insight on how Wells Fargo car loans and their policies work. In their FAQ section, they said that you had to be paid ahead 3 months in advance before your extra payment could really be applied to principal only. And that's where you want to be. You want to be able to make those extra payments towards the principal so that the interest that is accrued on your car loan is actually going to be reduced. You're going to reduce the amount of interest accrued because that principal balance is getting smaller and smaller. I also hate that this is with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is one of the most predatory banks in America. Do not work with them. Do not bank with them. They actually have opened up millions of accounts without customer consent because they got so sales driven. They wanted their bank tellers and these bank customer specialists to hit these quotas that they were actually doing very fraudulent activities inside of their banks, and it's just terrible. You guys should watch the episode on Netflix from Dirty Money, and they did a whole episode on Wells Fargo and their predatory practices that they've done. It's a hard pass for me. I really hate that your car loan is with Wells Fargo because of that. It's so insane. So everything else that you have here, your groceries, your gas, your household personal stuff, bills, and your rent, I mean, this looks great. I have no questions on that. What also I see here, and that is preventing you from getting to the next level, is that $500 monthly car payment could have gone towards rent to living out on your own, or maybe it goes towards a down payment for you to buy your own home one day. And so that's where I think it's kind of preventing you from taking the next step forward and maybe moving out of your parents' home and really claiming financial independence and ownership. So that's why I'm really stuck on that car loan and why I want you to get out of it very, very quickly. So I have suggested for you, basically in order of priority here, would be to just go ahead and move, you know, the $87 toward checking cushion, call it a day. And then we are going to do car payoff of $1,000 per month. I think you can do that, okay? Because you're going to have so much more income here. Like if I was to change this to $2,300, oh my gosh, you can easily do this. You could actually do a $1,600. Let's see what that does if I did this. Okay, we'd have to move some stuff. This would be zeroed out once you have your checking account cushion. All right, just made some little tweaks to your grocery because you had planned $200, but actual was $250. So even if you spent $250, if you did an actual monthly payment towards your car loan of $1,600, so let's see what that does. Wow, oh my gosh, okay. I know this would be significant for you because this is literally going to be like half or more of your new paycheck. But if you could do $1,600, you could get that car paid off in about a year, which would be fantastic for you. So 1 year and 3 months. So car payoff of $1,000 would be, what did we say, just over 2 years? 2 years and a month, and paid off in 2 years and 1 month. Or if you did $1,600 per month, paid off in 1 year and 3 months. That would be fantastic for you. And I think the reason why I want you to do this really, really fast is so that you can work on some of these other goals. I think really the vacation fund here, $2,000, that's a really big and nice vacation if you're literally spending it in one spot. So you could maybe back off and do $1,000 per month, and then you could put extra towards the vacation fund, but the car gets the priority. That's the biggest priority. And then you can like gradually work on the vacation fund. Maybe you only put $50 in there for now. And then after that car's paid off, then you can really bulk that up. And then also I think a really great goal for you too would be thinking about where's your next living situation? What does that look like? Are you going to be renting? Do you want to own your own home? Let's start a down payment fund. Let's think about if you could, take that once your car is paid off, take that $1,000 plus payment that you're making towards the debt, and then how can I explode with that to really find my own place in this world? What does that next step look like? And that's how I would do this for you. And I think you've got a lot of positive things because your monthly expenses are so low and because you really increase your income with this new job. I think those are the biggest positives here. And then really you just have to ask yourself, is it worth it to keep this car? If yes, we are sprinting towards the finish line for the next year and a half to pay off that car completely so that we can get back to a feeling of financial confidence and ease that leads to a life of more fun and less payments. If you want your budget anonymously reviewed, fill out the Google form below. Make sure you give me as much information as possible so that I can give you the best recommendations. If you want to take this conversation deeper, don't forget I offer one-on-one money coaching through my program Budget Bootcamp, where you and I work together privately over Zoom on your own financial goals and situation with no judgment so that we can get you back to a feeling of unwavering financial confidence. This is the whole point, so that you can start to feel good about money. So I will leave a link to that program below for you to check out. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to join the community of debt-free millennials here on YouTube. I have a goal of hitting 100,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed and tell your friends and family all about the channel. Send this link along to them. I'll catch you in the next one.